Hello, it's me. It's been a while since I've made a video. I've been busy. I'm saying hello, it's me. Okay, no, that's it. Hey guys, it's Options again, and we are back once again with another episode of Context, and what the show where I take comic books and stuff like that, and video games and manga, and add some context to some of the scenes you might have heard of, may or may not have heard of. So, with the release of the Black Panther movie coming soon upon us, super excited by the way, he's like my favorite superhero of all time, I want to make a quick little video about the Wakandan King to kind of celebrate. As you would guess from the title, this is kind of a strange one. Black Panther meets Martin Luther King. I figure I'd knock two birds out with one stone. It's Black History Month. Let's just do that too. Why not? This whole arc was during the Reginald Hudlin era. If you don't know who Reginald Hudlin is, he was the former president of BET and the guy who did a ton of revisions of Black Panther to take him into the modern era. He's the reason he has a sister, and why Storm and T'Challa got married, and so on and so forth. He had a lot of decent ideas. Some of his ideas was, while they were creative, they was kind of weird, a little bit silly too. Personally, I did like his run better than what's his name, Coates. It was generally more silly and easier to read, in my opinion. But this particular comic was kind of his odd ones. Black Panther meets Martin Luther King, and he also meets Malcolm X in this one. So we're just gonna start right from the beginning. This was actually one of Black Panther's first arcs after the whole Civil War fiasco. To sum things up rather bluntly here, Black Panther was getting into some ish for like choosing Captain America's side during the Civil War. So he needed to kind of lay low for a while. And enter Sue and Reed Richards, or Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman. They needed to work on their relationship again, and they want to take some time off to go on like a second honeymoon. So they agreed to let Black Panther and Storm relocate their embassy to the Baxter Building. While not long after taking over the position, things very quickly go wrong. To keep it short, a large alien bug creature escapes from the negative zone and actually invades the Baxter Building, leading to the Fantastic Four having to battle it. T'Challa, being afraid that they will damage the surrounding area, decides it's a good idea to use the frogs of King Solomon. And if you don't know what those are, they're basically doing Black Panther's first run where Jack Kirby was writing it. And it's kind of weird. Like one warps space and the other one warps time. It's very, very odd time back then. But anyway, he wants to use these frogs to, I guess, transfer the creature to another dimension where he won't damage anything. And that bright idea leads to this entire adventure. I mean, they meet Psycho Man, I think that's his name, Psycho Man. They meet Skrulls, gangsters. They even do a crossover with the Marvel zombies, believe it or not. Yeah, lots of adventure. I'm gonna skip over most of that stuff because it has nothing to do with this story. Well, besides from them dimension hopping constantly, but it doesn't really link to the story that much. And yep, all the dimension hopping that they can't control because the frogs of King Solomon are douchebags. It leads them to here, a planet filled with gun-toting gangsters that all look like they are straight out of a old school, like Italian generic like gangster movie. Ben says he recognizes them, but the group is soon sprayed down with gun tasers, gun lightning, I don't know what that is, and they all fall unconscious. So apparently in this world there's a gladiator arena where they put like a power harnesses on people who are strong and force them to battle each other in an arena, a la Planet Hulk. These plans that they have to kind of cuff them up soon fall apart, because they're right back up again. Of course they are. They're the Fantastic Four, or new Fantastic Four, I should say. And yeah, they're ready to fight. It's not really much of a fight, because T'Challa has Wakandan tech, which just disables all of their guns anyway. And T'Challa and Storm, after that's done, T'Challa and Storm try to reason with the interdimensional hopping frog artifacts, and surprise, surprise, that doesn't go well, and they just warp space and time and actually just leave them there in this strange dimension that they don't know how to get back home from. With the frogs gone, the group tries to run away before they can get bigger guns that may not be affected by his Wakandan tech. It's then that Ben and Johnny reveal that they actually have been to this world before. It's basically a big planet made up of 30s mobster memories that they had, 30s mobster memories that they had captured. It's super weird. It's the Fantastic Four. Just go with it. The whole planet is filled with scrolls. So basically, they captured this mobster and they took his memories and they made a whole planet out of his memories. It's weird. And to top it all off, they also put a gladiator arena in there. I don't know why, but it's in there. Ben, the Thing, knows all about the arena personally because he was captured in it at one point. And look, I gotta say this. T'Challa, he mentions that, oh, they captured Ben, one of the strongest beings in the known universe? What? What? The Thing is one of the strongest beings in the universe? T'Challa, there's a reason why you're the 8th smartest person on Earth. Stop. Just stop. The mobsters, they catch up to them with the bigger guns that T'Challa was afraid of. And quickly, Ben and Johnny both get captured. Storm and T'Challa is trying to fight them off, but T'Challa says he'll stay back in to protect them. And he says for Storm to leave them behind so she doesn't get shot down. T'Challa fights his hardest, but eventually he's captured and is told he's going to be put into the gladiator arena. Surprise, surprise. So that he can fight and make the main guy money. The bad guy here is called Biggie. For some reason, he's the main bad guy, Biggie. So I don't know. Meanwhile, Storm is running from the cops when she receives some help from some of the Harlem civilians. And I'm doing air quotes here because remember, the whole world here is Skrulls, so they're not really who they're saying they are. They're just kind of portraying those people. Anyway, after saving her life, they take her to see one of the most valued leaders in Harlem. A shining beacon of hope is Martin Luther King. Meanwhile, in the arena though, Johnny has managed to pull off his first match victory against, one of the alien creatures. And not to be outdone, the Thing actually ends up meeting a very shady character by the name of Bumpy Johnson. If you don't know who he is, he was a mobster in the 50s, I think, or at least that's what Wikipedia told me. Bumpy seems like he wants to help, but he has his own selfish reasons. Obviously, he wants to be the next big boss over the arena, and wants to take Biggie's place. Flipping back over to Storm and MLK, MLK is explaining the world's history to her. After the last time the Fantastic Four was there and they freed the gladiators, it nearly destroyed their society. So, when they were rebuilding, they decided to copy our society again, except this time with more black people, I guess. I think it's supposed to be like some people wanted to change things. I think what they're trying to say here, and some people didn't. And people want to change, they turned black, and the people who didn't. It's comic books, man. I don't even. What do you want me to say? It's comic books. All I know is that Reginald Hudlin must have wanted to put his entire black history paper from high school into this one comic book, because guess who walks into the door next? You probably already know. It's Malcolm X. There, I'm sorry. I was about to say Martin Luther King again. It's Malcolm X walks through the door And yeah, it's Malcolm X. He has this whole essay in here. Every black history person he knows, I'm sure, is in the story somewhere. What Malcolm X is concerned about is that they want to use Black Panther as the figurehead for the Black Panther Party, which was a revolutionary socialist group in the 60s and the 70s. It seems like Biggie and everyone wants to slaughter Black Panther, our Black Panther, in front of everyone and destroy the organization's flicker of hope for equality, basically, is what this is coming down to. Storm and the Black Panther Party assembled together for a rescue mission for T'Challa, but considering T'Challa has already snapped his opponent's neck at this point, he seems to be doing pretty well for himself. Yeah, seems to be pretty okay. But maybe not for long, because his next opponent is revealed, which turns out to be Bum Bum Bum. It's the Thing. It's the Thing. Now, of course, the two don't fight right away, but Biggie basically threatens to destroy their entire planet, so they kind of have to, or at least they fool them into thinking they're about to. Instead, they do what's called a Powerball special from the X-Men, and Thing throws T'Challa right towards the boss, or Biggie if you prefer, the leader of the whole gladiator arena, and he proceeds to slit his throat and leave him bleeding out on the floor. Yeah, it gets pretty dark. Like, T'Challa gets pretty dark sometimes, honestly. It's pretty messed up. Anyway, if we take it back to the Black Panther Party resistance, it seems like they got set up by Bumpy Johnson, because there was an ambush waiting for them on the other side of the sewers that they were supposed to climb out of. But they managed to hold their own with Storm leading the front, and they managed to locate a cannon that is controlling not only the slaves, but it's also the same cannon they used to destroy whole worlds. So it's a very multitasking cannon there. Storm turns it to rubble pretty quick with her thunderbolts, and soon the husband and the wife reunite once again with a solid kiss. And this is where Storm introduces T'Challa to Martin Luther King and Malcolm X themselves. Well, them Skrull selves, where he greets both of them before someone brings back old Bumpy Johnson that set up Storm and the Black Panthers earlier. Well, Storm is just about to kill him. Man, yeah, Reginald Hudlin had these guys doing some very dark things. She just flat out said, "Yeah, I'm gonna kill you." Kind of obsessed with killing in this arc, but anyway, the only thing that saves Bumpy's life is he states that he has a way to get them home, and he's not lying. Biggie had an underground escape craft that he was going to use if things got too hairy. Well, he didn't really have a chance to use it, and after getting into the escape craft, T'Challa states he can navigate it well enough to actually get them back home. But before they could do anything with the controls, the Solomon frogs appear once again and say they're gonna take them home themselves, and poof, they're all gone. Well, everyone except that traitorous Bumpy Johnson. He states that he is going to rise once again into power, and that is the end of the arc. And whew, I mean, that, so this one wasn't actually all that tough. It was a couple comics, but it was just, the story in this one was a little bit hard to follow. Like, it was easy to follow and it was hard to follow. It was very easy to lose track of the whole interdimensional thing as you were reading through it, but I felt like it was a decent arc. I mean, it was kind of middle of the road. It wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible either. Just kind of weird that he threw in all these Black History characters in there randomly. Reginald Hudlin had a knack for doing stuff like that. But anyway, if you did like this video, definitely leave me a like if you can, or actually leave a comment. Tell me another context video that you would like to see, or something else in the comics that you would like to be explained, and I will make a video about it. Alright guys, well, yeah, I'll see you next time. You take care. Bye.